is Late Edition News at 10 with Ann Gownley. Sports with Beth Mensinger. And meteorologist Joe Garbacik.
The man police say killed a Shenandoah woman has been captured by police, and it's our top story tonight. Good evening. This is WYLN's Late Edition, Greater Hazelton's only local news broadcast for Thursday, May 1st, 2014. I'm Ann Gownley. Felony charges of murder, criminal homicide, voluntary manslaughter, aggravated assault, and criminal trespassing have been filed against Luis Ramos Nunez Calderon in the death of Wendy Contreras Hernandez. Contreras Hernandez's body was found inside the home they once shared at 518 West Center Street in Shenandoah. Nunez Calderon was apprehended in New York City. According to the police report, her child's emergency contact picked her daughter up from school, and when they came home, they noticed her body laying in the bathroom floor in a pool of blood. Nunez Calderon attempted to get a ride to Hazelton from employees at Burger King, but when they refused, he obtained a ride from a bar patron across the street. The man told police that he dropped him off in the area of C&G Transports in Hazelton. Nunez Calderon was located by obtaining an emergency ping from his cell phone. He will be formally charged when he is brought back to Schuylkill County and arraigned. The hit-and-run driver that took the life of a 5-year-old boy has been sentenced. 23-year-old Thomas Latier will spend 2 to 5 years in state prison. He pled guilty last month to a charge of accidents involving death. He fatally struck Kevin Miller at North and Franklin Streets on December 21st of 2012. Miller's mother spoke at the sentencing. She had witnessed the accident and stated that Latier knew that he hit the child and then sped off. Judge Joseph Sklarowski handed down the sentence today. Tamaqua Fire Companies responded to a commercial fire involving magnesium. The fire broke out just after 10 p.m. Wednesday evening at the Heart Metals Incorporated, located on East Broad Street. The fire was primarily limited to a machine inside the building. A strong chemical odor came from the structure, but the fire department stated that it did not pose a risk to the public. The cause of flames and smoke was due to magnesium residue on plastic bags that had caught fire. The fire was under control within an hour of the initial call. One Tamaqua firefighter was taken to St. Luke's Hospital Miners campus for observation. On April 25th, dozens of firefighters worked together to put out a large brush fire in Foster Township that damaged several homes in the area. Investigators have now ruled that fire arson and are asking for the public's help to find the arsonist. The blaze, which was fueled by wind and dry conditions, injured 2 firefighters, one with flash burns, the other with smoke inhalation. Aircraft assisted with dropping fire retardant on the fire. The fire scorched 328 acres of land and damaged siding and decks on homes in the area. Anyone with information on who may have started the fire is asked to call the State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources Bureau of Forestry at 717-362-1472 or by email at terrsmith@pa.gov. Wilkes-Barre police have released a photo of a man they believe robbed the Turkey Hill Mini Mart on South Main Street on April 23rd. The suspect is described as a white male, thin-built, about 5 feet 9 inches tall, wearing a tan sweatshirt with a green hood, khaki shorts, fingerless pink gloves, and white sneakers with fluorescent green shoelaces. Police say the man was armed and demanded money when he robbed the Mini Mart just before 4:30 p.m. Anyone who may recognize this man is asked to call a detective in Wilkes-Barre at 570-208-4220. The same suspect may have also robbed Pete's Place just 2 blocks southwest of Turkey Hill later that evening. Charges were dismissed against a man accused of assaulting his girlfriend with an extension cord and hit her in the head with a rod or pole, then cut her head with the blade of a power saw, which was back on March 25th. 28-year-old Lamar Bobbitt was charged with aggravated assault. During a preliminary hearing Thursday, the victim, Ashley Marie Nagy, told prosecutors that she did not want to proceed. Prosecutors say that they hope to continue the hearing because Nagy provided Wilkes-Barre police with a written statement. District Judge Martin Kane said that with no victim, there is no crime. Bobbitt was present via video conference from the Luzerne County Prison, where he was being held for lack of $50,000 bail. Kane ordered Bobbitt released as soon as possible. Prosecutors say they may refile charges against Bobbitt. A 19-year-old has been arrested and charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault and a single count of robbery after Wilkes-Barre police say he shot another teenager last Saturday night. 19-year-old Elijah Foster of Wilkes-Barre shot 19-year-old Tyrone Johnson of Wilkes-Barre in the forehead during a robbery. Police say Johnson told them that he went to meet 18-year-old Lusano Ramos III to buy marijuana when Ramos and 2 others wearing masks robbed him. One of those men was Foster, who struck him in the right temple with the gun, then pointed it at him and fired. Johnson underwent plastic surgery to remove multiple pellets from his head from the ammunition round. He also suffered from a fractured skull. Foster is now behind bars at the Luzerne County Prison for lack of $300,000 straight cash bail. Large jet service will resume at the Wilkes-Barre Scranton International Airport on Friday, according to Delta Airlines. 126-seat Airbus jets with flights to Atlanta will run daily, leaving at 6:30 a.m. and returning locally just after 11 p.m. First-class seating options for local travelers will also be provided. From 1992 to 1997, Delta operated the large jet service from the airport, but has used only 50-seat jets through Delta Connection flights since. Once again, the flights will resume this Friday. The National Day of Prayer was celebrated across the nation by members of all faiths today. Our Gary Perna and Julie Stefanovich attended 2 celebrations in the city of Hazleton and have this story.
Today is National Day of Prayer. It is celebrated on the first Thursday of May. It is a day set aside for all faiths to come together and pray for the nation.
Lord God, I'd like to lift up all of our leaders by name this day.
Señor, quiero presentarte cada uno de nuestros líderes por nombre.
The Good News Faith Assembly and Hill City Church from the greater Hazleton area came together at noon to pray together. Edwin Mieses, pastor of Good News Church, told us why it is important to come together and pray.
Well, it is important to come out here and have this celebration because this is a National Day of Prayer. We're going to be praying for our community, praying for our officials, churches and schools. And I think it's necessary for us to back up this organization with prayer and ask God back into our society and our culture and our community. And that's why we find that it's so important for us to do this.
Pastor Clark Gerhardt of Hill City Church said he was excited for the day.
Well, we're excited to be out today for the National Day of Prayer. The National Day of Prayer is about unity. It's about drawing together the entire nation of Christians. And in Hazleton, we want to draw together the Christian community to unite together in prayer for our area, for our representatives, our schools, our government, all sorts of facets of life, that we can inject the Spirit of God and the power of God to bring renewal and regeneration excitement to this area.
The group of around 60 people came together and started off the celebration with religious songs.
When the darkness closes in, Lord, still I will sing. Blessed be the name of the Lord.
We have about a 60-minute format, and we are going to just open up with some worship songs, and then we have 7 different areas that we're going to pray over with translation into Spanish.
We asked Murphy why all 3 churches came together for the day.
Well, our theme for this day, for National Day of Prayer, is one voice, and as we know, our nation is in need of a makeover, and we believe that the only way that's going to happen is if we come together, put down our differences, put down our discrimination, put down our territorialism, and we come together as the church that God speaks about in the Bible and join together to make our community and our nation better.
Hazleton Mayor Jill Yanuzzi was on hand and presented a proclamation declaring May 1st as National Day of Prayer in the city of Hazleton.
Whereas the National Day of Prayer is an annual observance held on first Thursday of May, inviting people of all faiths to pray for the nation. It was created in 1952 by a joint resolution of the United States Congress and signed into law by President Harry S. Truman.
The celebration here at Columbus Park for National Day of Prayer was not the only celebration here in Hazleton. As our Julie Stefanovich tells us, more gathered tonight at Hazleton One Community Center to pray for our nation.
People of faith throughout the country united for National Day of Prayer. Today marked the 63rd annual event. The theme is One Voice United in Prayer, which emphasizes the need for individuals from all backgrounds to place their faith in God. Folks from all ethnicities and religion congregated at the Hazleton One Community Center. The children were given bubbles, which represents their prayers being lifted up to God. Representatives from area churches and synagogues prayed in different languages.
Venimos a agradecer nuestra historia, a comprometernos con su presente y a soñar con su futuro.
Które nas rozdzialują, abyśmy mogli żyć w sprawiedliwości a mieru. Amen.
אם יחנננו ויברכנו, יאר פניו איתנו סלע. לדעת בארץ דרכך, בכל גויים ישועתך.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس من شر الوسواس.
O Dio Trino, nella tua vita ci offri un modello unico di
Pastor Tom Quammen hosted the ceremony and told us about the significance of this day.
People throughout the country are gathering in different places. Some are gathering at city halls, some in churches, synagogues. It is an event that has been in practice for a number of years. Are a community together, that we are brothers and sisters from different places, different languages, but that we are in this place together, and that we are people who always need God's presence in our lives.
A proclamation from Hazleton Mayor Joe Yannuzzi and West Hazleton Mayor Frank Schmidt were presented. Mayor Yannuzzi was asked about what he hopes people take away from this event, and here's what he said.
Unity. I hope they take unity away. HIP is for one city, and this is a great event to bring people together, and hopefully we're start to think in that phase of one. And that's what I'm hoping they take away from this tonight.
HIP Director Bob Curry closed this evening's ceremony by stating that prayer unifies and strengthens our diverse cultures. A unity walk will also take place at the Hazleton One Community Center on Sunday, May 18th at 2 p.m. For more information, you can visit hazletonintegrationproject.com or call 570-861-8081. In Hazleton, for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Every 13.7 minutes, a person dies by suicide in the United States, and an attempt is made every minute. This Sunday will mark the second annual Help Stop the Silence Walk to Prevent Suicide. We spoke with organizers about this event that will take place this Sunday in Hazleton and why it is so important to the community. Preparations are underway for the second annual Help Stop the Silence 3-mile walk through the Hazleton community to bring awareness of suicide, show support for the survivors and their families, and provide help and information for those who may be dealing with suicidal thoughts. Members of the Hazleton Area High School SAD Club, which stands for Students Against Destructive Decisions, have teamed up once again with walk organizer Samantha Neiman.
I feel that, not only because I lost my own son to suicide, but I don't think people in our community realize that statistically in Luzerne County we are losing one person a week to suicide, and I feel that that should be enough. It could happen to any one of us, and that's why we need to come out and support this cause and support other survivors who have been through it, and people who are possibly contemplating it, and allowing them to know that just to reach out for help.
SAD Club advisor Terry Bavzak says that they are happy to join in this effort for the second year.
It's a family event. It's a community event. We're hoping everyone comes out and joins us. And it's a supportive event. There will be activities for children. There will be the community walk throughout the neighborhood around the track. There's food, there's activities. So we're hoping the community comes out and supports this worthwhile cause to help the community. The money stays in the community that's raised the day of the event. There is no cost for the event.
Bavzik says that the students in SAD are aware that this is a serious issue not only in the area, but for their age group across the nation.
Many of them have known someone who has lost their life to suicide, or a family member in some cases, and they wanted to support and try to prevent any any type of this event from happening again. So that's why the students become involved in this and realize how important it is to them.